In this video, we're going to talk about referent indeterminacy and learning new words. All right, so when a child hears a new or novel word in the context of seeing a new object, the problem is that the word could potentially refer to many things, right? So if it hears the word dog and it sees a dog, right, it could be that the word dog refers to the whole object, the dog, or part of the dog, right? Maybe it's the color or texture of the dog, or it's something associated with the dog, right? With the object. And this is referred to as the problem of referent indeterminacy in language acquisition, particularly in early word learning. And it refers to the challenge a learner must face when trying to figure out what a new word means or refers to. And from a purely logical perspective, the number of potential reference for a new word is infinite. And I mean this literally. Okay. So one heuristic that we use to sort of deal with this problem is called the whole object heuristic, which is a cognitive strategy that we seem biased to have, which helps us resolve this indeterminacy by biasing learners to initially assume that a new word refers to the entire object rather than a part or a feature or a relation of the object. Uh, for example, if a child hears the word dog while looking at a dog, they are more likely to assume that the word refers to the entire dog, the whole object, rather than just its tail, its fur, or the fact that it's barking. And again, this is an uncomputable problem because, from a purely logical perspective, the number of potential reference, the number of things that it refers to, is infinite. And so, this heuristic provides a practical cognitive shortcut to make the learning problem more tractable by significantly narrowing down the possibilities. And another heuristic, which is similar, but it's a little different, is so when a learner encounters a new word, so if a baby hears the word rattle, again, there are potentially infinite possibilities as to what that word could refer to. And this is true even if, in this example, the toddler knows what dog is. So if a toddler sees a rattle and a dog and it refers and it knows that the dog is a dog, but it doesn't know rattle, right? It's still a problem because it's still ambiguous, right? What does rattle refer to? Does it refer to this new thing that I'm seeing, or is it another word for dog, right? So it could be another word for dog. Uh, yeah. And so this creates an uncomputable this creates an uncomputable problem in the sense that logically a word could refer to anything within the learner's perceptual field. And this is a problem of referential ambiguity, which is a form of referential indeterminacy. So the way we get around this is what we call the mutual exclusivity heuristic. And this is a cognitive strategy that helps learners resolve this ambiguity by assuming that each object typically only has one label. So if a learner already knows the word for one object in a scene, like dog, they will assume that the novel word, like rattle, refers to an unfamiliar object rather than assigning multiple labels to the same known object. So yeah, again, for example, if a child knows the word dog is and is presented with a dog and an unfamiliar object like a novel toy, and here's the word rattle, they will infer that the word rattle, refers to the unfamiliar object rather than assuming it's another word for dog. And so the uncomputable problem here arises from the fact that, in principle, any word could refer to any object, part, feature, or an action in the environment. So the mutual exclusivity heuristic offers a way to efficiently constrain these possibilities, enabling more rapid and accurate word learning by reducing the number of hypotheses that the learner has to consider. Okay, in the next video, we'll talk about the inverse optics problem.